deep, suspenseful tone. It was a quiet, moonless night when I decided to take the scenic route home. The old highway was deserted, and I felt a chill run down my spine. That's when I saw him, a hitchhiker, standing on the side of the road, his thumb out, his eyes dark and unreadable. I don't usually pick up strangers, but something about him was compelling. Maybe it was the way he stood there, so still, almost lifeless. Against my better judgment, I pulled over. He slid into the passenger seat without a word, and a shiver ran through me. As we drove, he finally spoke. His voice was low and gravelly, like the depths of an old well. "Thank you for picking me up," he said. "You're the first car I've seen in hours." I tried to make small talk, but he remained cryptic, evasive. He told me he was headed to a town I'd never heard of. The name sent a cold wave of unease through me. The further we drove, the darker the road seemed to get. The trees on either side pressed closer, and the air grew heavy with something I couldn't quite place. Then he started telling me stories of disappearances, of lost souls and shadowy figures that lurked just beyond the edge of the light. His words painted pictures of unspeakable horrors, and I felt a growing dread settle in my stomach. Suddenly the car radio flickered, then died. The only sounds were the humming of the tires and his relentless narration. I glanced at him and my heart skipped a beat. His appearance was changing. His eyes seemed darker, his skin paler. He smiled, revealing unnaturally sharp teeth. I realized then he wasn't human. My foot pressed harder on the gas, but the road seemed endless. His stories grew more vivid, more personal. It was as if he knew my deepest fears, my darkest secrets. Finally, I saw a sign for a gas station. I pulled in, desperate for some semblance of normalcy. But when I turned to tell him, he was gone. The passenger seat empty, as if he'd never been there. But as I stepped out of the car, I noticed something on the seat. An old, tattered notebook. Inside it was filled with names, dates, and chillingly detailed accounts of their final moments. And there, at the very bottom, was my name. Beat pause. If you ever find yourself on a dark, lonely road and you see a hitchhiker, keep driving. Some passengers you're better off not picking up. Beat pause. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of terror. And remember, the night is full of secrets. Stay safe out there.